Look, a lot of people ask me, they say, Tafari, what are you going to do if Bitcoin keeps going down? I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never know. Thank God it's going up. I was stressing for a hot minute because it was not going up for a while. But thankfully, we are back. We are so back. People are feeling it. We're back. Bitcoin's back. Today or yesterday, Trump was talking about it. He's talking about all these cryptos, and that's what we got to talk about today is shit that's going on with Bitcoin. If you're new, sorry, let me introduce myself. My name is Tafari. I run this channel to hopefully educate on Bitcoin or just yap and say my opinion. None of it is financial advice. It's just me talking. I'm a guy in my room with a little bit of money showing you everything I do with that money. And this is the series of turning 10K into 100K. So if that interests you, if you enjoy this video, or I don't know, you're new here and you want to follow along the journey and see how I do, subscribe, check out my other videos, and we will get into today's topic, which is how quickly sentiment shifts with some news, and particularly why I think Bitcoin actually reacted so positively to this news, and how it's actually a very structural thing rather than just like hype, pump and dump type of thing, which actually gets me very bullish. And why I'm making this video and I'm very excited is because shit's actually happening now. Shit, like, Bitcoin's been boring for a really long time. I was trying to film videos, trying to find something exciting to talk about, but nothing was really going on. But today I'm a little excited to yap about what's going on. So basically, yesterday or the day before, Trump, I think they had like a conference with all the large crypto CEOs. And essentially, they were talking about how, not him, but I think, I forget the guy's name. This is off the cuff, by the way, so forgive me for not remembering every detail. But basically, there was talks about them buying some Bitcoin. There's talks about other crypto assets that they're going to be holding in their reserve. So this conference was basically a sign to the market that, like, they're still thinking deeply about crypto and all that. And then there was also Scott Bessent, which is I think he's the Treasury secretary, or the Treasury released something about them buying back U.S. Treasuries, which is essentially a sign to people that, like, okay, people aren't buying the Treasuries. They're gonna have to either up the yield or whatever, or if they end up lowering the yield, people aren't going to want the Treasuries, so then they're going more risk on. I can't explain it to you. Somebody else can explain it way better. But what I'm trying to say and what's going on right now is there are a lot of positive headwinds for Bitcoin, meaning soon coming up, the Clarity Act might get passed. A lot of people have been saying it's not going to pass, and it seems like they're doing everything they can to make it difficult to pass. Irrelevant, but it could pass, which would be very positive for crypto. Also, Trump then talking about how they might add crypto to the reserve, also very positive for crypto. Now, he said this a long time ago and before, and they aren't selling anything, but they're not buying, which, if they start buying, that's like very big. And then there are things which are more like monetary policy that essentially brings liquidity into the market, which, as people go further out on the risk curve and there's more liquidity. Bitcoin is typically the vacuum that collects all of that. Same with, this is kind of the same reason gold's going up. It's that same kind of, they're going to start printing money. They're going to start doing a bunch of financial shenanigans, debasing the dollar, making it worth a lot less. Inflation might run hot. So you want to get hard assets. You want to buy the things that can't be inflated or devalued. So, and in the digital age, that thing is Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a fixed supply. You can't inflate it just willy-nilly. You can't do all that stuff. And that is very positive for Bitcoin. And that is showing in the charts. That's, people are feeling it. It's real. And one other thing that's very important is, in a large way, there's very few sellers in the market. So I suspect that this stretch of time, this 80 so days, if this was truly the bottom, and if we're going to squeeze a lot higher, like if we go past 82, to me, that's somewhat of the confirmation that, like, this is a real serious move. This is a real serious squeeze of pressure. And within this time, I think it was proof that seller exhaustion is present. There's anybody who was going to sell their coins already probably did. And anybody who's holding Bitcoin right now, especially if you were holding when it hit 58K, or when it's been at 60, you're holding because you understand the fundamental value proposition and the long-term aspect. Anybody who's selling Bitcoin at 60 does not understand the asset they hold. They don't understand the value of digital assets, and specifically Bitcoin. So I think there's a very serious level of apathy that was going on, to where people just didn't care about Bitcoin. I think that's the general person, is they don't care. But anybody who was holding does really care and does understand the value. And then anybody selling is probably just trying to get in some next AI stock that they're trying to make a quick buck or whatever. So um so I don't want to talk for too long, and I want to bring this full circle, because I don't really have a point for this video other than this is really good. Things are probably, I could be wrong, but I think they're actually going to keep going up for the next little while. And lastly, we get into my portfolio. So we're back in the green. We're up $655 on the IBIT I hold. This, and I want to say, one of the themes with my entire portfolio and this whole series of turning 10K into 100K is that patience and good planning is the best way to go. What I'm trying to do is, I'm not trying to teach you guys how to trade. I'm not trying to teach you what the best investment is. I'm trying to prove to you, real time, real numbers, the evidence is all here, that with proper planning, proper DCAs and structure and setting limit orders and patience, most importantly, as well as discipline and, doing the research and learning what you own, you can grow your wealth as well. And the whole point is for you to see the journey of investing and understand how to become an investor. I don't care that whether it's Bitcoin or stocks or XYZ, I don't care. What I'm trying to help people with, and I'm trying to show through my series, is that patience and good planning is the way to go. And with as much gambling propaganda and commercials and friggin' Klarna payments and all this bullshit, all this stupid stuff to get you hooked into bad finances, I'm trying to show real time that you don't have to be an expert. You can be a regular dude in his room and you can still make money just like everybody else. So if you value that, if you like these videos, like, subscribe, do all of that. I also have links down below if you want to start investing, I have a link to Wealthsimple and Trezor if you want to cold storage your Bitcoin or anything like that. But that's about it for the video. We up. Bitcoin's going crazy. It's still going up as we speak. So, you know, I'm gonna chill for the night, just watch the dollars stack. So thank you all for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.